after we stitch this hem at the top edge of our pocket, let's go ahead and take the iron and just press it flat. Sometimes when we are sewing this kind of thing, it might get a little ripply because we've pulled on it a little bit too much. And so if we press it flat before we do the next step, it should take care of that. So our guide sheet tells us that we need to fold this part towards the right side 1.5 inches. So make sure that you have your seam gauge set at 1.5 inches. So that's halfway between 1 and 2. And then we just need a couple of pins for this. So I'm going to fold it down, and I don't really need a lot of pins up here. I'm going to sew along this edge, so I really need the 2 ends. And I want my slider to be right at the fold, or I can do it this way, either one, but I want to make sure that that's exactly 1.5 inches because I want the upper edge of my pocket to be level. So I'm just going to put a couple of pins right here on the end, like so. And then I'm going to go over to the other side, and I really don't need to measure in the middle because that's going to be taken care of when we flip it around. And so I'm going to measure again. I want to make sure that this is exactly 1.5 inches. And that dark blue on dark blue is a little hard for me to see, but I'm going to be careful. And then I'm going to put a couple of pins in this end. Now, I don't want you to press on this edge right here because this edge is going to be flipped around and it's going to end up on the outside. And if you press along here, it's going to make a little crease. It's going to make it more difficult for that to do. So all you have to do is put a couple of pins in the top edge along the side so that when we stitch here, it's being held in the right spot. So our next step is to go to the sewing machine.